Hi there everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is It Stands for the Sun Tarot channel, where, as I like to say, we do extremely honest pick a card readings. I'm a Sagittarius sun, so yeah, at times I don't really have a filter, but don't worry about it. Even though I am blunt, I basically do it kind of determine you to choose yourself and choose what is best for you. I also offer guidance. Obviously, this is a tarot channel. Like, why would I just, just read you the cards and not kind of give you advice of how to escape a certain situation? And actually that is what we are doing today, because today's topic is how can you escape basically this stuck energy or situation. I just thought that this might be a topic that you would like to see. I know that it is one that I would want to. I haven't actually checked. I don't know how many videos of this sort there are, but we're doing it. And for the first time, we actually have 5 piles here. I usually do 3 or 4. I've never done 5, but since this time I mean it, really, I want this to be a brief and to the point reading. I don't think that's going to be such a problem. Anyway, if you're new here, what we like to do on this channel is to pick the piles based on obviously the cards or the objects that I place here on top of these books, or based on the books themselves, okay? And I do handpicked quotes. Basically, I go through a list of the best quotes in the book in question, or at times I just go through the things that I have highlighted myself, as you can see here, and basically pick a quote that I feel kind of goes well with the pile, okay? And all the books that I choose for today kind of have these themes of, being stuck, because that is the topic of today's reading, but also kind of mental distress that can come along with not knowing what to do to break out of this energy that you find yourself in, okay? But let's actually introduce the piles, okay? So for you, pile number 1, I have this card from the Moonology Deck, which says adjustments are required, 3rd quarter moon. All right. And the book that I have for you is Demons by Fyodor Dostoevsky. The quote that I chose for you should already be on the screen. So, if you find that you resonate with it or that it applies to your situation in any way, you may pick it. All right. So if that wasn't enough, you can just go back and kind of pause to read them. I'm trying to give you enough time, but I'm not always sure, so better be safe. Anyway, pile number 2, for you I have this card which says work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Okay, and the book that I have for you is Stephen King's Carrie. Okay, and I bet most of you know the story of this one. I'm not calling you the type of person who would do what Carrie did, even though, I think we can all kind of understand why she was pushed to such lengths. And just if you like the book, if it is a book that you loved in general, or maybe you identify with some of her experience, or you resonate with the quote itself, which is on the screen, most likely, then you can pick pile number 2. Okay, so for you, pile number 3, I have this card which says you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. And the book that I have for you is The Castle by Franz Kafka. Okay, I'm a big fan of Kafka's, but more of his personal writings more than his novels. Like, nothing personal. I just don't get bureaucracy. Is that how you say it? I hope it is. And that's kind of his main theme. I honestly only read the trial and the castle, and that's sort of what's going on here. But you know, if you resonate with the quote that I chose for you, then you can definitely pick pile number 3. Okay, for you, pile number 4, I have this card, which is Bring Love into the Situation, New Moon in Aquarius. Okay, and the book that I have for you is The Captive by Marcel Proust. This is basically part of a bigger novel, which is called In Search of Lost Time. Maybe you've heard of it. It's actually the longest, or considered by some to be the longest piece of literature ever written. The quote is already on the screen, and I'm actually going to give you a hint for The Captive, because in The Captive, things are a little bit different, because this stuck situation is one that the main character kind of stucks themselves into in a way, and it goes the same way for pile number 5, but we'll get there. If you resonate with the quote for you, pile number 4, then you can choose this pile. Okay, and speaking of number 5 and the similarities, we actually have for pile number 5 the full moon in Aquarius. We had the new moon for pile number 4, and now we have the full moon for pile number 5. And this card says, show the world the real you. And how fitting for you. I got Notes from the Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky. This book is, the main character of this book is quite a lot. Okay, and I would highly, that's what he does, through this book. He is basically showing the world the real him, and I'm not comparing you to him because he is not a great person, but there's that message basically being strengthened with show the world the real you. Okay, so if you resonate with the quote for pile number 5, then you can definitely pick that one out, pick that up. You can pick that pile anyway, and once you do that, you can scroll down to this into the description box below. I'm sorry. And you can go to the timestamps. Just click on the timestamp for your pile, and the video will basically fast forward and take you to the beginning of your reading. Okay, so I hope to see you there, and yeah, I'm really excited. See ya. Hi there, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the card that says Adjustments Are Required, or maybe The Demons by Fyodor Dostoevsky, then this is going to be your reading, and we are going to take a look at how to escape this stuck energy / situation that you find yourself in, right? And we're going to keep this card here. This is going to be basically the center of our reading. I know it's really small. I hope you can see it. But in case you can't, I'm sorry. I read it already, and I'm going to explain it now. So hopefully you can, just listen to me like a podcast. I don't know. I've been told that I'm quite a good podcast by one of my friends. So anyway, let's get into it. With your card, I'm getting maybe even more than I'm getting with the other piles. Okay, because the energy that this is truly in your hands. Okay, changing this situation, getting out of this stuck energy. Okay, I think yours is extremely blunt. I don't necessarily feel any emotion behind it. I think it's very honest, straight to the point, and brief adjustments are required. And with it being so brief, the thing that comes to mind is that you only need to make the decision, okay, and stick to it for things to change. I don't think this is going to be sorry. I don't think this is going to be particularly hard. I know it seems like it right now, okay, and honestly, the main message is that taking the decision to have this change in your life is going to be the hardest part of this, because you have the power yourself, like no intervention by anybody. You are powerful enough in yourself to single-handedly change this. And I know that's not very helpful, you would say at a first glance, like, yeah, I knew that from the beginning, like if I choose to, I can change it or whatever. But I don't think you're hearing me completely. I'm saying single-handedly because maybe some of you have been trying to manifest this change, okay, to bring this change about. And what is manifestation? You're co-creating with the universe. The message that I'm getting with adjustments are required is that the universe will not help you with this, and not out of meanness, okay? Like the universe is completely on your side, but they also believe that the biggest growth for you will come from making this decision yourself, from getting this change yourself. Okay, but I've heard this interpretation of the Tower, for example, like in the upright, is basically something unexpected, that is brought about by the universe. And I know that some people interpret the Tower reversed as you needed to take action in this situation. It is not something that simply comes to you, but it is a change that you go for, like you act upon your wish to change your circumstances. Okay, that's basically the message that I'm getting for you. The universe believes in you, and they believe that this should be your own decision to take. For some of you, I'm not saying all of you, but some of you, the universe might have tried to help you in the past, maybe give you opportunities to change this. But I think you were expecting for something like a definite Tower moment. Like straight up, everything crumbles down and you rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Instead, you were given an opportunity to change your circumstances yourself and unstuck yourself. But you felt like that was too much responsibility and you didn't take the opportunity. Maybe this happened even more times than this one, because again, adjustments are required. It's like I said, it's very impersonal. It's very, there's a lack of feeling, when you say this. So I think the universe is kind of not tired. I don't want to say the universe is tired of you, but the universe simply sees that no matter how many opportunities they send you, you're still not going to take them. And they are not willing to change the situation for yourself. They want to see you change it. They want to see you getting involved, and they want to see you basically break the habit. I think this is something that has become habitual. I don't know if this is a relationship or a workplace environment, or maybe you living with toxic people, but it has become a habit, and it's really hard for you to break it because you got used to it. That is such a Proust theme right there. Okay, maybe you will want to check out pile number 4 as well. I'm not sure, but that's a theme that basically comes up in Proust's work a lot. Okay, so yeah, the universe wants you to take the reins. Okay, and basically do the work. Okay, they want this change to come from you. They want you to unstuck yourself. Okay, let's get some tarot as well, because I don't want this to be way too long. So Spirit, how can pile 1, I didn't ask the question, but that's interesting. How can pile 1 basically unstuck themselves, escape this stuck energy or situation? That's way too many. Okay. 2 of Swords. Oh, okay. Okay. So pile number 1, how can they... Of course, that went on the floor. Give me a sec. All right, so the card that went on the floor was the Emperor, and I think I'm going to take the bottom deck energy, because I said I would take 4 cards, but basically, you know, there are 4. Like, I want to prove to you that I can make brief readings, okay? So let's get into it. Okay, so definitely the universe has a very beautiful view of yourself, okay? And for many of you, honestly, this is the case with most of us. The universe has obviously a clearer picture of ourselves, and they can see basically the inner workings of our soul and our heart and what we stand for, our values. Us as humans, you know we have this value, but in case we can... Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me, but you know, in times of need, we can kind of let go of this value and do things in a... well, not in the nicest way, okay? But the universe knows your soul, okay? And they know that you are capable of more, okay? Whatever the situation is obviously holding you back. Of course, okay, of course, yeah, you're stuck in this situation. It should be holding you back. But another message that I am getting is that you have also outgrown it. Okay, you're not just a person, like a person this small who is stuck in a cage like this. I really hope this makes sense. But you are a person basically of this size stuck in a cage this big. Okay, I really hope this makes sense. You're basically too big for your circumstances. You have evolved a lot. Obviously, the universe is saying you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Okay, this is not an actual tarot card, but it comes with the Modern Witch Tarot, and I kind of like to take it. Okay, so you have outgrown your circumstances. Okay, it is quite possible that you were from the beginning kind of too much, I really don't want to insult the people that you grew up around, but maybe they were not, maybe they were kind of basic, kind of what you would call normal, you know, like people who just enjoy living in a small town or just like to go out and party and lose sleep over meaningless things. That sounds very judgy, but if you've grown up in a small town, I think you can totally get the atmosphere that's going on there. And maybe you were always the weird kid, the odd one out, and I think it is possible that you have suffered over this in the past, and possibly with this Two of Swords, maybe that's the main conflict. Okay, you are debating over actually growing into your Emperor energy, which is your actual true self, or just staying normal and doing whatever others are doing. whatever it is, you are meant to embody this energy. You got the Emperor. That's the most masculine card in the deck. And what is masculine energy? It's taking action. Okay, the universe wants you to unstuck yourself. Okay, they will not do it for yourself. I'm sorry if that sounds mean. I'm sorry if you have been holding on to this hope for a very long time, but the universe will not make the change for you. What I'm hearing is like immediately no, immediately no. They want you to do it. Okay, and they trust you. They trust you that you will make the decision, because even if right now you are conflicted, okay, maybe even if you're still debating this, it will get to a point where you will not be able to take it anymore. You will not be able to take the limited possibilities and people that you have around you. Okay, you are a star. Okay, you are meant for so much more than what you currently have. Okay, again, you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. But the place where you are right now, or the people that you surround yourself with, be it actual friends, lovers, family, or, work colleagues, they are not able, like they're physically not able to give you the satisfaction and the, what's the word for that? They're not able to spark your interest. They're not able to grow your intellect, through meaningful conversation. They're just not that type of people, and that's great. We need that type of people in our lives. Okay, we definitely need them as a society, but you are meant for so much more. You are the star. And maybe you really want to check pile number 4. I haven't filmed it yet, but obviously they have Aquarius. They have the new moon in Aquarius card for their pile, and the star is Aquarius energy. We also have Aries energy, so maybe you are one of these signs, or maybe you have these signs. Maybe some of your, like, the most meaningful planets are in these signs. But bottom line, and again, I don't enjoy doing this. I don't enjoy being this blunt, but I will not, try to make it sound nicer. Okay, this is a very blunt message, like with your card. Like I said, it's very impersonal. Adjustments are required. The universe will not help you with this. Okay, the help that they tried to give you, you refused because you wanted them, and it's time to admit this to yourself. You wanted them to do all of the work. Okay, and that's not happening. Okay, that's not happening. They are saying no. You are making this decision. We trust you. You are meant for so much more. We created you and we put you on this earth to achieve so much more. You are a star. You are the goddamn emperor. It's time you act like it. It's time you stop giving others power over you and over your decisions and over your life. Your divine purpose is awaiting you. Okay? And I'm not hearing that they are very impatient. Like, they will give you the time. Okay? And if you really can't do it, then that's going to be it. They will not intervene. You have a divine purpose. You have quite an incredible divine purpose here on earth. I think you can be something extremely special. I think you can make it really far, and I think you can help a lot of people. But if you do not make the decision yourself to leave the situation that is keeping you stuck, they will not intervene. Okay, this is your choice. It is your choice, and that is it. Okay, so yeah, if you're new here and you were wondering how blunt I am, I'm not sure this is the best example, but I think you could also kind of figure it out from just this reading. I really, really hope that it helps. I hope that it basically determines you to finally take action. Okay, like obviously that's why I'm here. I'm trying to help you, and I'm trying to help make you at least realize the things that you keep hidden from yourself. Okay, the thoughts and the fears that you keep hidden from yourself. Yeah, I really hope that this was helpful. I'm not even going to say that I hope that you enjoyed it. I just hope that it was helpful. If you feel like it, you can, like, comment, subscribe. Maybe if you are part of pile one, maybe you want to comment so you can find other people who pick the same pile and you can kind of lean on each other for support. But that's what I have for you today, pile one. And I really hope to see you in another reading. I hope I haven't put you off too much, at least. Anyway, bye. Hi there, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the Work Through Your Fears card, or maybe Carrie by Stephen King, then this is going to be a reading. And we are going to find out how you can, escape this stuck situation or energy that you find yourself in. Okay, so we're going to keep this card here. Excuse me. Sorry, we're back on track. Anyway, we're going to keep this card here. You chose the Work Through Your Fears card, which is the new moon in Scorpio. I'm going to address that first because the new moon in Scorpio is basically the next new moon that we have, which is going to be, I think, in less than a month by the time that I'm uploading this. So it is quite possible that you will have a breakthrough in the situation during this time, or maybe this is just an additional message that doesn't have to do with the stuck nature of your situation. I'm just repeating myself. Maybe this just has something to do with something else that you've been waiting for, or trying to manifest, or whatever. But it is quite possible that something is going to come to you during the next new moon. I don't know the exact time, but yeah, really soon, at the beginning of November. Anyway, we obviously have Work Through Your Fears. Okay, so unlike pile one, pile one was quite interesting. I told them that basically the card that they had, adjustments are required, signified, or just gave off a very impersonal energy. Okay, with you, I think there's a more loving energy at play. Work through your fears. I think there's this gentle nudge that the universe is trying to give you. So for some of you, you might have noticed that you get kind of opportunities to escape this stuck energy that you find yourself in. Maybe this has to do with a person that you're attracted to, okay, but you kind of have this mindset that, oh, I'm not worth their time, like it's not even worth for me to think about it or go talk to them. So maybe you just out of the blue get the opportunity to actually talk to them and basically work through all of your negative self thoughts, through your negative self-image, just getting to talk to this person and seeing that contrary to everything that you believed, you're actually interesting and fun and this person enjoys your company, or maybe you are afraid of starting a passion project, or just starting not starting but turning a passion project into a well, a full-time job, something that brings you money. And you may find that there are just out of nowhere people who would like to do business with you, you know, like business partners, or maybe people who tell you, hey, I would buy this product, you know, if you sold it, and stuff like that. What I'm getting is that what is keeping you stuck is your own basically lack mindset and your negative self-image, nothing else. Like it doesn't come, because, you know, at times it is possible for it to come from the outside. Okay, you may be stuck in a certain job, but you need to get money home because you have a family, and obviously you need to eat to not die, and then you have to stay there. But in your case, I don't think this has to do with any outside influences. I think this is simply something that has to do with you and your own fears and insecurities, and basically your sense of self-worth. Okay, let's get some tarot, so, you know, we can actually get some advice apart from the obvious and simplistic work through your fears. If you find that unhelpful, just take the message as being, you know, take any opportunity that you are given to basically challenge all your negative thoughts that you have about yourself or about what your life should look like. Like I said, with the person that you like, and you thinking that, you know, I'm not worth their time. If you get the opportunity to actually talk to somebody, it doesn't have to be your crush, just anybody, just go and talk to them and see their reaction to that. Okay, because I imagine that in your head it goes something like this. You go up to a person, they look you up and down, and they just leave because they're completely unimpressed by you. But I think you're going to be quite surprised when they look you up and down and they smile and they're like, hi, you know, and you start up a conversation and they actually care about what you have to say. Okay, so try to live outside your head, at least for, I don't know, half an hour a day. Okay, challenge all the negative thoughts that you have about yourself. Challenge your negative mindset. Just see it as an experiment, you know, test whether or not you are right about this. Okay, just be like, you know what, I think that I'm ugly. Okay, do I have proof of this? No. But do I have proof that I'm beautiful? No. So go out and get yourself some proof. Okay, this is easier said than done, obviously, but that is the message that I'm getting. Okay, so pile number 2, please. How can pile number 2 escape this stuck situation that they find themselves in? We have the King of Cups. Okay. Oh, of course that went on the floor. Give me a sec. Okay, so the cards that went on the ground were the 4 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. Let's actually get one more. For pile 1, I only got 3, but, you know, shh, don't tell them. Pile number 2, please. Okay. All right. We have the Page of Cups reversed, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Lovers reversed. Okay, so I definitely think that your journey is one of self-love and self-acceptance. Okay, I truly believe that you will feel as though you are basically battling other people. Like with the Seven of Wands, that's the general idea. Like you're battling other people to protect your spot. But what you're not seeing in your case is that you are battling yourself. Like you're not battling these people's opinions of you. Okay, I'm going to say something that might sound a little harsh, but most of the time, people don't have an opinion of you, especially if they just see you on the street. Okay, you are the one who thinks, oh, I look weird, I look suspicious, I look disgusting. Okay, people are going to, you know, glance at you and then move on with their day. Okay, I know your anxiety is constantly lying to you and telling you that everybody notices you and just can't stop thinking of how, you know, horrible you are. But trust me, that is not true. Okay, I've been through that. I am a person who has suffered with high anxiety for a long time. And I finally realized that people don't care. Okay, people actually don't care what you look like, especially when you go, you know, on the street random. They don't care, and they usually, honestly, people are too self-absorbed to even make a first impression of you most of the time. Okay, and another thing, basically a person's charm, a person's basically ability to draw glances towards them doesn't actually exist in the way that they dress, okay? Or in the, no, basically in the way that they dress and the way they do their makeup or hair or whatever, the way they style themselves, if you want. A person's ability to draw people literally lives in their ability to look confident and sound confident and feel just good in your own skin, because that's what confidence is at the end of the day, you know, the ability to feel good in your own skin and to feel good with yourself. Because when you feel good with yourself, in most cases, people are going to feel that energy, draw on it, and basically embody it as well. So if you like yourself, in most cases, people are going to like you too, because they're going to look at you and be like, wow, this person is so unapologetically themselves. Like, that's so amazing. They should be, what am I trying to say? They're probably really cool. Okay. And obviously there are people who are, who have their own insecurities, and those are the people basically who will try to basically diminish your light and make you feel bad. But you don't want those people in your life either way, so I really don't think you should worry about that. Okay, I'm seeing that you have, you know, battled your own self-image for a long time, and you may be still in quite an unstable place. I think the stuckness of your situation basically lays in you not allowing yourself to grow, because as much as we would like to be solitary beings, we actually grow and develop through meeting other people, through interacting with other people. Okay, and kind of learning from them, either what to do or what not to do. Okay, so I think that is basically keeping you back in life in a way. But once you make peace with yourself, I promise you the world will make peace with you too. So maybe the world, society in general, seems like this jungle which is impossible to navigate for you. Once you are at peace with yourself, I promise you things are going to be so much easier. Okay, once you stop overthinking, once you, well, first of all, accept that you are an overthinker, accept that you have this negative mindset and this this horrible self-image of yourself. Once you accept that, you can start to change it. But you need to accept the fact that, yes, this is my own mindset. This is the way I see things, okay? And I'm really getting again that message of working through your fears, obviously, just challenging the negative thoughts that you have about yourself. Do you think you're boring? Go have a conversation with somebody. If you don't feel comfortable with doing it with a stranger, let's say you're doing it with a coworker or, you know, a friend, acquaintance more from school, you know, somebody that you see every day but you don't talk to them necessarily, or maybe a relative that you usually don't talk to. Challenge that. Like, get the actual proof that you are boring, which I don't think you are. Okay, I really don't think you are, especially with the Page of Cups here. I think you hold yourself back a lot of the times from saying everything that you want. I think that you're actually quite witty and creative and, you know, just special in that way that people who feel everything are, you know, because you guys see the world in such a different way. You're seeing it through an artist's eye. Okay, you see the beauty, you see the sadness, you see the grotesque. Okay, and you can appreciate and understand each of these. Okay, and you believe that all of these need to come together to make the world that we live in. Okay, so I really don't think you're boring if you, I don't even know, if you think that you're not smart enough, let's say, and in school you always do, like, you always get an average, but not exactly because, you know, you're not smart enough to get higher grades, but I feel like you started at that level and you kind of think that everybody has that idea of you and you're scared to challenge it out of fear, you know, of failure. Obviously, like, you try really hard to get higher marks and you fail, and everybody, literally all of your classmates, have noticed that you have been putting on more work, and you feel like they are going to laugh at you and point at you and be like, what a loser. Which, again, just keep that in mind. People don't care, okay? Only small people care about those things, and those people are not worth your time. Okay, so your main message, to really wrap this reading up, is that you need to challenge your negative mindset. Okay, as I see it right now, you don't have proof of any of these theories, right? Let's say boring or interesting. Like, you have no proof that you're boring, you have no proof that you're interesting. Go get that proof, okay? And add it up. Get proof for all of your, you know, sort of theories about yourself. Okay, and add that up. Basically, I don't know, get 5 categories and 5 negative thoughts that you have about yourself and challenge them and see if they are true or not. Okay, like, really go in and challenge everything that you have ever thought about yourself. I think you're going to be quite surprised, okay, of what you are going to find out. Really, your situation, like I said, doesn't have to do with outside influences, but it has to do with your self-acceptance and your self-love. Okay, so I really hope that this helped. That is basically why I did it in the first place. And you know, if you have enjoyed this reading, you can like, comment, subscribe, whatever suits you best. And I hope to see you in another reading. Bye! Hi there, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the card that says you and your loved ones are safe, or maybe the Castle by Franz Kafka, then this is going to be a reading, and we are going to take a look at what you can do to escape, you know, your stuck situation or the stuck energy that you find yourself in. And we're going to actually begin with the card that you chose. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. What I'm immediately getting from this, like the other two piles, for them, it was usually that they were creating or maintaining the stuck situation in which they found themselves. Okay, with you, I think it is more nuanced. I think there are a couple of external factors, okay, factors that do not have to do directly with you. Okay, so I'm seeing that you might be staying stuck, okay, in a situation because you think it is the right thing to do for your family or your loved ones, okay, in general. So obviously this can be you staying in a job that doesn't satisfy you and that doesn't offer you any opportunity to grow and expand, only because it brings the money home, okay? And maybe your family needs it, or maybe, you know, you may be living with friends, whatever, 2 or 3 friends, and maybe they're not making as much as you, so obviously they're kind of a little bit dependent on you. Maybe you have a degree and they don't, and you get paid more, that sort of thing. But I think you're very basically depended on, okay, by other people, and you feel like you can't make the right decision for yourself because it wouldn't be the right decision in general. You know, it wouldn't be fair to the other parties involved. Now, your message is quite clear. As you can see, you and your loved ones are safe. Okay, so Spirit is obviously saying that you can leave the situation and still find a way for you and your loved ones to live comfortably. Okay, oh, and you know, conversely, this can also be, let's say, about you having a partner that is not good for you. And this doesn't have to mean that they are actually toxic and abusive to you. Is that the word? This doesn't have to mean that they are being toxic to you, but it is just somebody who you don't vibe with anymore, again, who doesn't offer you any opportunity to grow and develop, right? And maybe you are scared, maybe this person is not as, you know, gifted as you, maybe they don't make as much money as you, and again, there's that fear that if you leave them, they are going to fall off the deep end. Is that how that expression goes? It's not going to end up well for them. Maybe they're not going to be able to afford food or a place to stay or that sort of thing. Okay, like, but your message again is extremely clear. You and your loved ones are safe. So even though you don't see how this is possible, that is basically the message that I'm being shown. Of course, I have to give this disclaimer. Okay, this is a general reading on YouTube. This is not a one-to-one reading. I don't have access to all of your energies, the people who picked pile number 3 individually. So I really can't give advice that will apply to everybody. Okay, so definitely trust your intuition as well, and clearly analyze the situation in which you find yourself. Okay, what I'm saying is not that this cannot be accurate. I think it could be accurate possibly in all of your situations, but it is not a sure thing. It is a could. And either way, you should never make a decision based solely on a reading that you get. Okay, especially a general reading, which literally borrows on everybody's energy that picks this pile, not your energy only. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Never make a decision solely on what a tarot reader tells you. Okay, but let's actually get some tarot to, you know, get some more advice, because this is very general, and you know, obviously you guys are in quite the pickle, so this is not enough confirmation to just, you know, leave that job or leave that person to fend for themselves. Okay, so pile 3, please, Spirit, how can they escape this stuck situation? Maybe there's a middle way for some of you. But let's... Okay, please, pile 3, Spirit. Okay, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Pile number 3. Okay. Okay, let's take the Page of Swords reversed. Pile number 3. Please, how can they escape the stuck situation? Okay, the 3 of Cups, I guess, really wanted to come out. Oh, okay, let me just get those. Okay, sorry, pile 3, those were way too many cards. So, we're still in shuffling. Okay. All right. Your bottom deck energy is the 2 of Pentacles reversed. You have the Page of Swords in the reverse, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, and Knight of Wands. Okay, so drawing a little bit more on that, you and your loved ones, I don't think that you need to make this decision alone. Okay, a big message that I'm getting. Like, obviously you got Cancer, right? And Cancer kind of deals with a happy home. And I really think that these people that you are so scared of hurting by unburdening yourself from this situation that is really bringing you no, you know, kind of spiritual benefits. Not spiritual, but benefits basically to your self-development and to your soul, to your heart, know what your heart wants. These people, I think, would be more open-minded to listening to your concerns that you may think. What I'm getting is that you really don't have to deal with this problem on your own. Okay, I think you have been hiding how unhappy, or at least trying to hide how unhappy you were for a very long time, and trying to deal with everything on your own. But first of all, I think you have a very beautiful connection. One sec. Okay, I just sneezed, so sorry. Okay, so I think you have a very beautiful connection with these people that you worry so much about. Obviously you chose this card. The other cards, honestly, for the other piles, I think they were very individualistic and very self-centered. Not in a bad way. I'm literally just saying self-centered in the most general sense out there. It's not a call out to the other piles, but this definitely, you know, is a card that would show that you are constantly worrying not only about yourself, but the people that you love, which is a very beautiful energy. And it does not mean in any way me saying that being focused on the self is a bad thing, but I think you get that. The people around you that you've been trying so hard to protect by keeping this to yourself and keeping this thing in your life that has been making you remain stuck, I think they would be very understanding, because you couldn't fool them, at least not completely. They knew something was up with you. They knew something was wrong. Okay, they maybe noticed that you weren't your usual bubbly self. They may have noticed that you're more tired or more frustrated. Obviously, the way that you would be in a situation where you put 100% in, and there's, for example, in a job, there's no possibility of a promotion, like you're never going to upgrade, but you're working your ass off and you're basically the best at what you do. That is quite unfair, but capitalism, okay, so the people around you noticed that you haven't been your normal happy self, or if you weren't, to begin with, the most joyous person out there. The downturn was still noticeable. Okay, and with this Page of Swords reversed, I'm kind of getting that you have been limiting your view. You have been telling yourself, like, no, this is the only way. There's no other way. You know how I said while I was shuffling that there may be a middle ground there? I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure you do. Okay, I think you have been trying to ignore it for a long time. Okay? Again, trying to, like, having that tunnel vision, like, it's this thing, it's this thing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is quite possible that the people that you love do know. And this is why it is important to communicate with them and talk to them, telling them everything that you have been through. And in this interaction, you may, communicate to them this idea, this middle ground that you have been thinking about. If you did do that, or conversely, they might give you this middle ground. Either way, I don't think that you should remain stuck on tunnel vision on just one thing, which is not to say that you need to be hasty either. This is not a change that will happen overnight. I think this takes a lot of pondering and consideration. But I think a middle ground does exist. You will not have to, and it's not that sort of middle ground where you need to balance two things out. Okay? To not balance out. I always see balancing out with the Two of Pentacles when what I mean is juggling two things. So maybe if you've been thinking of starting a passion project and you're thinking that you need to juggle your job that brings money and this passion project, I'm kind of hearing no. Or again, conversely, it may mean that simply that you don't need to be juggling what you have to do and what you wish to do. I think, again, this is going to take time. Again, this is not going to be a rapid change. But once this change takes place, I don't think you will once again have to choose between what you have to do and what you would like to do. Either way, your main message is that you should communicate your frustrations, your worries, your fears with the people that you love. Okay, because I really think that they are going to understand. I think they have been honestly waiting for you to open up to them. You don't need to go through this alone, and you don't need to have a tunnel vision. Okay, there's always a way out. That's what I want you to know. There's always a way out. Just have an open mind, a curious mind. Just be ready to look at multiple possibilities, especially when you have the support of the people that you love. Okay, so that is what I have for you. Pile number 3. I hope that this resonated. I hope that it was helpful. And, if you've enjoyed the reading, you can like, comment, subscribe, and I really hope to see you again. Bye! Hi there, Pile 4, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the Bring Love into the Situation card, or maybe The Captive by Marcel Proust, then this is going to be a reading where we basically find out how you can escape from a stuck situation or energy that you find yourself in currently. Okay, so we're going to keep the New Moon in Aquarius card here because this is going to be the center of our reading. This is going to offer basically our main piece of advice. And what I'm immediately seeing with this card is that somebody has been in their head quite a lot lately. You will obviously know if that's the case, but that is what I'm seeing. Obviously, Aquarius is an air sign, so very logical, basing their decisions on the analysis maybe that they have performed of what's going on and what they can do. Basically, you have been looking at the situation that you find yourself in from a very logical standpoint. Okay, and what you haven't really weighed in yet, or maybe you don't plan to do so at all, is how you feel about the situation, how the situation would affect basically your heart space. I know I'm just kind of getting maybe you are in a tough connection. And by tough, I don't mean toxic, because if you are in one of those connections, just leave. I know it's harder than that, but that is the general advice that you would give somebody: leave. I will not elaborate on that because that is not the purpose of this reading, but I just thought I would put it out there. But let's say you are in a tougher connection. Okay, so it's hard for you. It doesn't even have to be something bad that has to do with your bad characteristics or their bad personality traits, whatever. But maybe this is just something, maybe you both work a lot and you don't have a lot of time to see each other, and this brings frustration and fights, and why didn't you take the trash out because I was late for work and I had to leave, like what are you talking about, that sort of thing. And maybe you are looking at this from a very logical standpoint and you're like, what's the point here, like I should just leave, but you're not weighing in the fact, you're not weighing in basically your emotions, your feelings for this other person. Because it's possible, if this is your situation, that you really you've started to fall in love with this person, or you just like simply love them, and you're not really looking at that. Okay, conversely, this can be maybe you having to choose between a stable workplace where you make a lot of money and maybe a passion project, and your logical choice would be to completely drop the passion project and stay at the job that, well, it's not something that you necessarily love, but you don't hate it, and at the end of the day, it brings you a lot of money, and it brings with it a comfortable lifestyle. So again, logical decision to stay there. But you're not, again, weighing in the impact that dropping this thing that really makes you happy, and which would actually make you happy in the long run as well, the impact that would have on your heart. Because obviously there are people who simply cannot settle for less than what their soul calls for, and that is obviously from an air sign perspective, or no, actually that's more of an earth sign perspective. That sounds stupid, but you know, as one of those people who really can't settle for something that doesn't 100% make them happy, I can attest that I feel stupid at times, but it is the way I am, so can't really do a lot. Okay, so that is your first message that I'm seeing, that you should really not only think with your heart, definitely not do that, but kind of use both your heart and your brain for this decision, especially since you can really find middle ground, I think, in both of the situations that I have described. And it is most likely that, again, if this is not a toxic situation, that you can find a middle ground in, you know, any situation that you might be in right now. I really hope that made sense. Anyway, let's get some tarot now. Pile 4, please, Spirit. How can they escape this stuck situation or energy that they find themselves in? Oh, okay, the Star. Oh my god, more Aquarius energy. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Okay, so definitely the choice that you take, the way of unstucking yourself, is definitely by, what's that saying? To step outside of the box, something like that, I think. You're not made to take basic choices. Okay, let me get those from the floor. Okay, so I got the cards and I also got the bottom deck energy. You have the 4 of Wands reverse, you have the Star, the 8 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, and well, basically this card, but in the reverse. This is not a tarot card, but I just like the message. You are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Now, the reason why I think this is reversed is that you might have forgotten that. Okay, obviously only thinking with your mind is really suppressing possibilities that you could get, because you're choosing the logical thing and you're looking at it as being the only thing, but you're not taking into consideration the satisfaction and happiness and possibly abundance that following your heart might bring into your life. Okay, so I think you're quite forgetting that there are multiple possibilities out there and you are not a two-dimensional human being. Okay, like you are able to basically take on maybe 2 endeavors at the same time, passion project and workplace, or basically have both things that you have to do, okay, to survive, and things that you love to do, that you just do to, well, keep you happy, you know, keep your happiness alive. If you are doing things to keep your body alive, then you should do things to keep your, I know, childlike energy and joyous nature alive. Okay, so like I said, the way to get out of the situation is to look at all the possibilities, to weigh them in, and basically having 2 Aquarius cards here, honestly, pick the one that is the most out of the box that you can, the most unique sort of thing that comes to mind. Okay, and I'm really getting that this basically unstucking yourself from the situation is going to lead to a lot of personal celebration. I think your inner child and basically your heart, your heart space is going to feel so happy, so relieved, so alive, if you wish. Okay, because you have been suppressing your emotions for far too long. Okay, and I'm not a believer, and I don't think anybody is a believer in being able to be happy only listening to your head or only listening to your heart. You always need to have a sort of balance between the two. You need, again, something to keep you alive and something to keep you happy. Two different things. Okay? I'm also getting that you're going to be walking away from something because you realize that it is no longer serving you. I think you are seeing a new path opening in front of you, and there are a lot more possibilities to grow and develop on this path. Like, for example, in pile 3, we kind of had this choice between, a workplace that did not allow for promotion, where the person literally couldn't upgrade to a better position. I don't know what you call that. I've never worked a corporate job before, but you don't have the possibility to climb the corporation's ladder, like move up in the ranks. Okay, and they had to choose between that and basically keeping their family fed and happy and all of those things. So I think there may be something a little bit similar going on with you, but I don't think you have the weight of other people on your shoulders, like having to take care of other people. I think this is generally the way I've seen in pile 1 and 2. This doesn't really have to do with outside influences. This is something that you put on yourself. Okay, following your head, following your logical mind rather than your heart. That is something that you did yourself. I don't think that this is something necessarily that somebody conditioned you to do. And in your case, the decision solely belongs to you. Okay, but I think you are leaving for something that is much, much better. And I think that while you are on this new path, you are going to meet a lot of people who, know what they want from their lives, who are working towards their goals, who know their worth. So pretty much people who have raised their vibration. I think that is what you need as well. That's the sort of people that you need in your life. And sorry to say it, but those people usually do not work regular jobs. Those people really know how to balance their head and their heart. And that's really something that you're not doing. Bring love into the situation. Bring your heart into the situation. Bring your dreams and your hopes and your goals into this situation. Okay, stop thinking about what others did. Stop thinking about how others achieved stability, how others achieved abundance. You have a lot of Aquarius energy. That's not your way. What others did, the path that others paved, is not your way. Okay? That is not going to lead to true abundance for you. Like, obviously, if you think that working 9 to 5 days a week and coming home tired and going on vacations like 2 or 3 times a year, if that sounds like something that would make you happy, possibly, popping some children in there and a husband or wife and just living that life. If you think that that makes you happy, then by all means, go for it. I'm not here to tell you. Obviously, the message is follow your heart. So if that's what your heart dictates, then okay, fine. But for most of you, I don't think that's the way. Okay, I don't think that's the way with all of this Aquarius energy. There's something more out there for you, and all your best traits, I think, are being wasted in what you are currently doing. Okay, to the point that you forget them, like you forget they exist, and you basically dim your own light. Like, look at all this. Look at all of this beautiful light emanating from these stars. You are meant to share that with the world. Okay, not just a workplace made up of like 5 co-workers and 10,000 people who are above you. Basically your bosses. Okay, so briefly, the way for you to unstuck yourself, to escape this stuck situation or energy that you find yourself in, because I really think you feel like you're going nowhere, and this makes no sense to you because obviously you followed you made the logical decision in this situation. So why do you feel like that? Well, it's because you're not listening to your heart. You're not listening to what your soul is calling for, and that is basically the only way for you to basically leave this stuck energy in the past. Okay, so that was your reading, pile 4. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you did so, you can, like, comment, subscribe, whatever suits you best. I'm just really happy that you're here, honestly. And, I hope to see you again. Bye! Hi there, pile 5, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the Show the World the Real You card, or maybe Dostoevsky's Notes from the Underground, then this is going to be a reading. And I'm so sorry. Today we are going to look at what you can do to basically escape this stuck energy or situation that you find yourself in. We are actually going to keep this card here because this is going to be the center of our reading, the card that offers us the main advice for you. And what I'm seeing with the Full Moon in Aquarius card, Show the World the Real You, is that you might have been holding yourself back. Okay, maybe dimming your own light. This could have happened for many reasons, like maybe out of fear of rejection or failure, or the worst of all, to, kind of not make the people around you feel bad, which, honey, listen, you have your own light. If that light makes other people uncomfortable, that is solely their problem. Okay, but let's give an example. So let's say you are the best at what you do in your workplace, but you don't want the boss to notice it. Obviously, this can be because you think they will put more pressure on you, they will give you more assignments, and you're afraid of failing at them, or you're afraid of, people are afraid of somebody's vote of confidence, because once you have somebody's vote of confidence, you kind of feel like if you fail just once, just a little bit, then that person is going to basically realize that you were never good at this thing in the first place. I think that's imposter syndrome, actually. I'm currently dealing with that, so I totally understand if you are too. But let's say the sole reason for which you do not want the boss to notice that you are the best at your job is that you do not want to put your coworkers in a bad light, and the downside of that, it is quite possible that your coworkers, one, do not appreciate that, which people are not forced to appreciate us if we do something for them. Okay, but just, I think this is quite a big thing. I think they should be at least a little bit grateful, but that's just me. Or maybe they even stop taking their assignments seriously because they know that you can do everything. And it's quite possible that you do do everything, right? Or in a relationship, maybe you don't want the people that you and your partner meet to know that you are, I don't know, smarter than him or funnier. Okay, obviously with toxic masculinity and all, some men are feeling very insecure if their partner is very outgoing and outspoken and basically outshines them, which is terrible. Obviously it's terrible, but the main idea is that what has been keeping you stuck is the fact that you haven't showed the world exactly what you're capable of. You haven't shown your true self to a lot of people, I think, and most importantly to the people who matter. Okay, like in the workplace example, obviously your boss may notice you and actually propose you for a promotion, right? Or I don't know, you just never know what opportunity could be knocking on your door. But if you don't show people what you are capable of, that person will simply overlook you because they have no way of finding out that, yeah, look, this person is actually, I don't know, really, what are people good at? Accounting. I don't know. Maybe you're really good at accounting or something, and this firm who is paying more is looking for new employees, but they do not offer you a spot. That was a complete flop, sorry. They don't offer you a spot because nobody recommends you. Because they don't know, like nobody knows that you are a great accountant. And maybe they pick like Joe, who you've been helping this whole time, who couldn't do even one thing by himself, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, let's see with tarot what we have here. So pile number 5, please Spirit, what can they do to escape this stuck situation or energy? Oh, okay. This one flipped first. Okay. And then we had this. We're going to take the moon. If you're feeling confused, no, this isn't the tarot card. I'm going to speak about that. Okay. We have the 6 of Cups reversed. And I'm going to take one more card. Now I feel so bad because I took 4 cards for every single pile apart from pile 1. Nobody tell them. Pile 5. Okay, your bottom deck energy is the King of Cups. You also have the Moon, this card right here, which I'm going to read in a little bit. We have the 6 of Cups reversed and the 2 of Swords. Okay, so this card, I keep this card because I really like this message here of you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Obviously, you got it in the reverse, which does not lead me to believe that you are not all of those things, but it does lead me to believe that you do not see yourself as being so. Okay, I don't think you're completely oblivious to what you can do. I think you are quite aware of the fact that, for example, you're really good at your job, or you're really funny, or you're really intelligent. You know that, okay? But you don't see yourself in a position of power because you can't accept the idea. I don't think you see yourself as charismatic, okay? I think you see yourself as somebody who's really good at certain things, but you're not charismatic, and you have this idea that only charismatic people make it. Okay, so you see yourself or like more of a follower than a leader. That's basically what I'm getting, and I don't think that's true. Okay, I don't think that's true. And I'm going to tell you that I have believed that of myself. Honestly, I identify with this pile so much. Okay, I'm the type of person who constantly overworks themselves because they love to have everything turn out perfectly. I am the sort of person who does everything that they are told, and even if they are told to give 100%, I give 110%. I always give more than I am asked to give, and that's what I've been conditioned to do. Okay, so maybe you have had strict parents the way that I did. Okay, I couldn't get an average grade. Like, I couldn't get that. My mom literally told me to never, like, I got that in 12th grade, like literally my senior year, and I got an average grade, and she was like, never come back to my house with that grade. Like, I was an adult at that point. Okay, so obviously if you grew up to get validation and love and acceptance and praise only when you do something perfectly, you're going to keep looking for that and keep doing that. And as a leader, the leader doesn't really get a lot of appreciation. They dictate everything that the others do, and people don't usually praise them. It's usually the leader who praises the people who do the physical work, right? And there's that other thing of you always doing what you are told. And when I say you, I mean both you and me. You keep looking for people who to tell you what to do, and if that's all that you've been doing all your life, you obviously start believing that you cannot be a leader. Like, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people to tell me what to do, and basically what to do to get their validation and acceptance, right? And I'm here to tell you that just because you have done that most of your life doesn't mean that you are going to do it for the rest of your life. Okay? To me, it always seemed extremely weird and far-fetched that my life path number was 1. So basically, it was telling me that I was meant to lead, and I was just like, no, I'm meant to follow. Like, hi, hello, I'm a sheep. Do you want me to make a sheep noise to convince you of that? And that was basically my life for 21 years. And yeah, here I am. Hi, I turned down a corporate job for which I didn't even have to apply. I was recommended by my teacher, and they contacted me, without me having to put any of the work in, and I turned them down because I wanted to follow my own path. I mean, BRB, I'm going to tell you how that turns out, but I can tell you that I'm happier, doing this, and I'm happier following the schedule that I make for myself rather than the one that somebody else dictates for me. I'm happier choosing my own tasks and basically putting that 110% in for myself, okay? Not somebody else, not a corporation. And, I'm not a leader by any means, because I'm not leading anybody, but I definitely feel like I'm the leader of my own life. And that's something, honestly, in itself that I couldn't have ever believed. Okay? But back to you, okay? Back to you. You are meant, like, your path in this life is different. Okay? First of all, you have the Aquarius card. Okay, Aquarius is uniqueness in its purest form. Okay, and maybe you are not going to believe me, but you are not a sheep. You are not meant to follow your divine path, what is meant for you, what your soul wants, and what the universe wants for you. Okay, they are aligned. Okay, they're one and the same thing, which doesn't really happen often, because often we want things, but they're not meant for us. Okay, this thing that you're dreaming of, and maybe you don't even allow yourself to dream of it too much because it just seems completely undoable to you. This thing also wants you. Okay, this is not just something that you want, it wants you back. Okay, so this is your path. The simplest way to unstuck yourself is basically recognize your own worth, recognize what you can do, and be aware that you should never dim that light for anybody. Okay, be unapologetically yourself. Start with that. I'm not telling you to start your own business right now, but start with that. Start acknowledging your own power and start letting other people's I'm so sorry, that was terrible. And let other people see it as well. Okay, because they are going to be in awe. Like, can you see this? I think these are going to be all the people that are basically blindsided by you yourself, because you led them to believe that you are nothing special, and this is you revealing basically your true self. Okay, they are going to be in awe. And the people who have taken advantage of that, of you doubting yourself and considering yourself a sheep, they're going to be so scared and so intimidated by you embracing your true power. Okay? Let me just tell you that. So clearly decide to not be simply a follower. Okay? Because you can still follow rules. I'm not telling you to break the rules. I'm not telling you to steal a car. Okay? I'm not telling you to steal from the workplace. I'm not telling you to not work as hard in your workplace. I'm just saying that you shouldn't simply label yourself as a follower, because you're not. Okay, you are quite possibly, if you're working in a corporation, I think you might be the best there. Okay, if you're still a student, okay, it's quite possible that you are the best out there. Stop dimming your light. Okay, and take on the responsibility, because I think you're scared of that too. Take on the responsibility of being the best, because there is a lot of responsibility. Like, for example, me in college, like, I did well, but I didn't do as well as I could have, because there was this one girl who was literally the smartest in the class, and I was just like, what's the point in competing with her? I don't want to compete. I'm very happy to just follow her. And obviously she had to give a speech at the end when we graduated, because she was the top of the class, and I was just thinking, oh, I'm so happy I wasn't the top of the class. I couldn't have done that. But what if I could? What if I could? We usually tend to say, no, I can't do that. But once we try, we just find that it's quite natural, It's quite natural. Stand in your own power, okay? Stand in your own individuality. Stand in your own creativity. Okay, the King of Cups obviously rules over our emotions and our artistic side and our, honestly, as the way that I see it, he stands for basically who we are deep down in our souls. And look at him just sit on that throne completely unapologetic with the sea all around him going crazy and this fish here, and he's so calm and collected and relaxed. That's a true leader. Like, keep in mind, please, that you have a king, literally the most powerful court card. You have a king as your bottom deck energy. You are a king. And when I say king, I'm not referring to a gender. Like, you don't have to be a woman or a man, like non-binary, whatever it is, okay? Whatever you identify with, I think that's beautiful and I support you. But I'm talking about the masculine energy of a king. The masculine energy stands for going and getting what you know is meant for you. Okay, standing in your power, knowing exactly what you are worth. Okay, I really hope that this has been helpful. I have been screaming at you just a little, like the tiniest the tiniest bit, but that's basically what I do when I try to empower people. I'm sorry. Like, honestly, I'm a Sagittarius. Okay? I have fiery energy in flowing through me at all times, and apparently this is the result. I really hope that you have enjoyed the reading. If you did so, you can like, comment, subscribe, whatever suits you best, and I hope to see you in another one. Bye!